Well, all right, guys. Thank you again. Settle down. We've got an awesome speaker coming up. The next speaker, I've actually had a chance to build a really great relationship with this guy over the last probably 18 months. His enthusiasm is extremely infectious. Great guy to spend some time with. He is one of the under 30 groups that's out there. Hang on, I think I have the solution on that one. Right there. He's one of the under 30 young guns in the business. Absolutely an expert at virtual selling. He's based out of Utah. He is the creator of the six-figure Medicare Agent group on Facebook. If you're not a member, I would highly suggest it. It's a jam-packed group full of awesome people sharing great value. He is an author. He is the co-host of the Taco Tuesday podcast. And he is the creator and host of the, I'm going to do it like he does, Everything Medicare Podcast. Please welcome my good buddy, Christian Brindle.
Thank you, everybody. Don't want to be walking in front of the slide here. This is a great turnout, and this is a dynamite event. I've had such a great time getting to connect with all of you guys the last couple of days, and I know it might seem a little bit redundant at this point, because I think every single person that's come up here has said something along the same kind of thing that I'm about to say, but let's give Justin Brock and Bobby Brock Insurance a huge round of applause for throwing such an awesome event. Give it up for him. I think it's fair to say that a lot of people that are in the audience today do not know what my topic was about. The title left it a little bit in mystery a little bit. I'm going to be talking today about feeding the beast. Now, what is the beast? The beast I'm talking about, you guys, is your personal brand. We've done a lot of conversations this last couple of days about personal branding. I really wanted to focus on how you can do so by creating and pushing content out into the stratosphere. So, before I get into that, I just wanted to tell you guys a little bit about me and kind of how, I started out like a lot of you guys. I started out doing a lot of the old school kind of techniques, not that they don't work. They actually worked very well for me. I made six figures on the back of cold calling building my business for Medicare supplements, knocking on doors, direct mail, a lot of stuff that is tried and true in our industry. And I did that for the first 4 years of my business. But I came to a head to where I felt like I wasn't growing as fast as I wanted to. I felt like I could grow at a faster pace. And that's when I got into creating content by being able to learn from watching guys like Cody, watching guys like Justin, who are doing it at such a great level. And in the past 12 months, I think we've created something kind of special with our online brand. And that's what Feeding the Beast is going to be about. So before I get into the slideshow, guys, I just had a question for you. By a show of hands, how many people in this room actively create content for your business? Okay, good amount of you. Follow-up question, how many of you think you're creating content as often as you should? I don't like that. So, content, guys, is a huge, huge resource for your business. It's going to contribute to growing your brand. Now, I'm not telling you that the strategies that I'm going to talk to you about today on some things you can do to get your name out there are necessarily going to replace the things that you're doing in your business. Any of the things that I just mentioned, if you're doing that in your business, I'm not telling you to stop doing that. But what you can do, slowly but surely, through creating a brand and creating content, you can add and supplement to your business. And over time, maybe it can completely replace it altogether. So, I didn't bring the clicker, Stephen. Oh. I forgot to grab it. Okay. So, let's talk about social media. The biggest thing that I heard for years on social media is our clients aren't on social media as Medicare agents. I think that, for the most part, has been put to bed, but just in case it's not, in 2020, it was estimated that 3.96 billion people with a B were estimated to use social media. The average person has about 8.5 social media accounts. So the myth that seniors are only, and granted this is just in general, but seniors are on all these platforms. They're on TikTok, for those of you who don't know. They're on these platforms. Now they're on probably certain platforms more than others, but they're becoming more and more acclimated to social media. And this is how you can essentially be found on social media through creating content. So the way that I look at each platform, guys, is I look at it as a channel, as its own unique audience that can be built and can bring something different to your business. So I'm going to be able to get something different off of YouTube than I can off of Facebook. I'm going to be able to get something different off of LinkedIn than I can get from YouTube, and so on and so forth. And each platform is different in its own respect. And I got something else to tell you guys that's good news. We live in the best time ever to grow a business, not just an insurance business, but a business. Because 20, 30, 40 years ago, the only way you could get attention like you can today was by spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on traditional marketing. There was nothing you could really do like today that could be organic and bring traffic to your business. So guys, will your clients Google you? I guarantee it. And how much stuff are they seeing when they Google you? If you don't know the answer to that, that's not a good thing. Or if they just see a couple of things, that's not a good thing either. They should be seeing pages and pages and pages of information on you. Because this does a couple of things. Number one, it builds credibility in their mind without them even thinking about it, that you are an expert at what you're talking about. They don't even have to necessarily read all the bios and information and visit every page. If they Google you and they find 100 different results, or 100 pages with your name on it, or something that you've been featured on, shoot, pretty impressive. Some of the things that I put out, and I'm going to talk about this a little bit more at the end, but some of the things I put out in the last couple of months, really the last year, I've been guests on tons of other shows. Any person that's asked, I'm there. You got 5 subscribers? Let's go. Let's roll. Because one of your 5 subscribers might not know who I am. And this is an opportunity for them to become my subscriber. Books, podcasts. For those of you who aren't too familiar with me, I host 2 podcasts currently. I run 2 YouTube channels. I run a Facebook group. I've authored 4 books. I'm a big believer at putting content out in as many ways as I can possibly think about it. Because the more content that you're pushing out there, the more likely someone is to stumble across you. Now, we always hear that referrals are the best lead we can ever get, right? And there's a lot of truth to it. Pete's a referral king, right? But I would be willing to argue that a person that finds your content online and spends some time digesting it could potentially be slightly better because they're going to be educated. It's almost like you're doing a presentation and it's reaching thousands of people instead of just doing it one by one by one. So create content early and often. So here's the thing with content, guys. One piece of content is never going to get you where you need to go. It has to be repetitive, has to be consistent. Now, here's the thing with content. And a couple of people have already talked about this. I think Eric Fierro very accurately pointed out right before me that you don't need a fancy camera crew or a bunch of equipment to create quality content. What matters first is the quality of the information, but the quality of the video probably doesn't matter that much. The information is what I care more about. So now the other thing is quantity. If I had to pick either quantity or quality, I'm going to pick quantity every single time. I would rather have 100 videos that are shot with a camcorder on my YouTube channel than one video shot with a $5,000 camera. Who would agree with me by show of hands? Done is better than perfect. Don't just start creating, finish what you start. So if you put a goal out to put out, I don't know, 2 YouTube videos a week or 3 YouTube videos a week, make sure that you get it done. Follow through with it, because then you're going to fall in favor with the algorithm. And not only that, guys, you can use your content over and over and over. You create a piece of content and it will reward you forever if you use it correctly. You can share it on Facebook. You can send it out in emails. My videos that we create for beneficiaries, I send them out to email blasts to my clients. I use them. When I'm talking to somebody maybe that's aging in, turning 65, I have a couple of tutorials on how to apply for Medicare online, some tips about getting on Medicare for the first time. I will email these to people and it just makes my life easier. I don't have to work quite as hard. You can use your content over and over and over and get so much more out of it than just one post. So, there's a couple different demographics in this room. There's people that are recruiting, and there's people that are selling direct to consumer, and there's some people that do both. If you are a recruiter, you should have a Facebook group. And I know what I'm saying here. I'm about to triple the size of the amount of Facebook groups we have in our space. And some of the people that run groups might not love that. But if you're a recruiter, you should have a Facebook group. 100%. Because you have so much more chance of people finding you in their algorithm in a group than on your personal Facebook page. And God knows on a business page. People are going to find your content much easier. People get notified more on a Facebook group than regular Facebook. The Facebook algorithm for organic traffic isn't dead. It just needs to be done in the correct part of the platform. And Facebook groups are perfect for that. So, yeah, the Facebook algorithm highly favors group posts opposed to posts on your business personal page. People are notified. The other thing, if you have something that if you're a recruiter and you have something that you want out there, well, Facebook groups have this thing called announcements. You can mark something as an announcement. It's the first thing they see when they go to your group. When I have a new video out, you'll notice when you go to my group, the video is pinned as an announcement. It's the first thing you see. You can't go in there without seeing that video because I want you to see it. So, what is the real purpose for posting? You want people to be drawn back to your group for your recruiters out there again and again and again. So you want to be sharing valuable information. You want them to feel like that they get something in your community that they don't get anywhere else. And you want it to be you, right? You want your personality to show through your content. So when I'm posting, I'm typically not going to post more than once in an hour in my Facebook group because I feel like it waters it down. But I've also heard certain people say you shouldn't post more than twice a day, 3 times a day. If that's true, I'm doing something wrong because I'm probably posting somewhere between 5 to 8 times a day in my Facebook group because I want people to continuously be thinking about me and what I'm doing in my business. That makes me feel really good because I love you to pieces, Chris Weir. I would rather post too much than too little. Write that down if you're taking notes. Too much is better than too little. Can sometimes it be a little bit over the top? Can you potentially piss people off? Maybe. But the way I look at it is those people probably aren't going to be too keen on my brand to start with. So I'd rather draw them away by annoying them. Just me personally. So, don't want to create your own Facebook group? Well, there's other things you can do. Facebook group's a lot of work. Anybody that runs one in this room will tell you that. There's other things you can do. Contribute to others. Go to Medicare Gurus